I'm going to blow some wigs back with this one. I have the number one seed.
What?
Clip it.
Okay. I'm going to.
What is up, everybody? It's Metal Biker Dude and
DZAN, what is going on, people? Football is going on, baby. It is upon us. It is here. And so we are here to give you our picks for each division, as well as who our Super Bowl picks are this year. Now, of course, this is being filmed on the 6th, which is Wednesday, so before the official kickoff tomorrow. So these are all blind picks out here, and here we go. Dirty D. I say without further ado, we jump into the AFC East. What do you think?
Okay. Well, this is a tough one. I'm gonna go. Boy, I feel like such a twat for doing this. You could pick any of three teams. You could even pick Miami, but obviously Buffalo and the Jets are the two that everybody seems to be leaning on the most in that division. And I don't know, man. Every year something goofy happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see a scenario where Buffalo just takes a shit this year. So I'm going to go with the New York Jets.
All right. Dirty's got the Jets. You said it. The two main contenders are the Jets and the Bills. Two biggest questions. Can the Bills be a more consistent football team this year? And not will he, but how much do we think that Rodgers will make an impact in New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Bills make it a 4-year sweep in that division, and I think Aaron Rodgers in New York gets a lot done, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I got the Bills for the AFC East. Slim. And I think that they're going to be interchangeable for wild card. Now, Dolphins are up there, right? Miami is up there, but I really think, like you said, these are the two teams kind of for that top spot. Dirty's got the Jets. I got the Bills. Let's go. AFC West. Dirty D. This one, come on.
No
brainer, right?
Yeah.
No brainer. I mean, let's just say the Chiefs.
Of course, I'm picking
on.
the Raiders.
Oh my God. That's so good.
Travis Kelce. That's massive. If they lose him for more than 2 or 3 games, that is a massive, massive loss. Now he may play against Detroit tomorrow night, or excuse me, last night.
Right.
I don't think he's going to.
Nope.
It doesn't look like he's going to. And when you get a hyperextended knee, it's a tough thing to come back from. And
not something I don't think it's something you want to go into week 1 with, right?
Not ideally.
Not ideally.
So while I am picking the Chiefs to win that division, there's a caveat there, man, because if they don't have Travis Kelce, Mahomes is magical. If he doesn't have Travis Kelce, that's his safety blanket.
Right.
And I mean, 70% of his throws go to Travis Kelce.
Right.
That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big problem. And Kadarius Toney isn't healthy. Sky Moore and Martin Valdez Scantling. They're the only 2 receivers he's got that are healthy. I'm concerned for them, but I am picking them because it's Patrick Mahomes.
I also have Mahomes. I mean, Chiefs. I think that he is
the same thing.
He is the key.
He is the Chiefs.
Kansas City is an obvious pick, but given the Chargers are still trying to piece things together defensively, right? I love Russell Wilson, but I don't like him in Denver, so let's not talk about that. And that's really all it is. Given they don't lose to themselves, I have the Chiefs. AFC North. This is a fun one. AFC North. Should I go first?
Absolutely.
Okay. I got the Steelers. Okay. I am backing my boy, the return of TJ Watt that immediately puts their defense back into the elite bracket again. Okay. Offensively, run game, Najee Harris, right?
And Jalen
Jalen,
Warren.
don't sleep on your boy Warren.
Right
and
on.
Pickett, something special, man. Let's go, Dirty D. I got your team. Steelers, let's go.
Okay. So obviously I'm a Steelers fan. I'm picking the Steelers. I did not pick the Steelers last year. And I think that buys me a little bit of credibility.
Mhm.
I truly believe in this team. So Kenny Pickett goes 5 for 5 in his drives this preseason. And yes, it is preseason, but when you watch the throws, it had nothing to do with who they were playing. He was
Exactly.
putting these balls in spots where only a Steeler could grab them.
Right.
Whether they were blanketed or not, the balls were thrown exactly where they had to been thrown, and he's making those throws. Yeah, I feel pretty good about the Steelers in that first spot. The defense for the Steelers
Already.
they are
Already.
nightmarish.
Yeah.
They are nightmarish. And then we get this new guy, Nick Herbig, in the 4th round, and he is tearing it up. Yeah, like they're talking like he's close to TJ level where when TJ first came in.
Right.
He just doesn't have quite the height of TJ, but he's got everything
TJ
else
is just
that TJ is.
Monster,
He's
man.
ridiculous.
He is insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, he is a freak.
All right, we spent enough time in the North. We got to go down south. AFC South. I got the Jaguars. It's hard to pick against them.
It's impossible, in my
Titans
opinion.
are number 2, right? But honestly, it's not even that close. You know, too many questions for the DeAndre Hopkins.
Titans defense. I love the Titans defense, and I love King Henry. At some point, you're going to start getting diminishing returns on Derrick Henry, though. He's taken a lot of hits over these years.
Hits.
And at some point, it's going to buckle him. It's undefeated.
Seen that so many times. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm 100% on Jacksonville in the South.
Yeah. There's just too many questions for Tennessee.
I actually put $5 on them to win the South.
There you go. And that's big money.
That's big money for Dirty.
Oh,
Trust me, I don't bet $5 bets, man. That's how much I believe in
both. We may be sleeping on the Titans by saying it, but I don't think so. I think it's an obvious win for Jacksonville. I really do.
Just one little thing to add in there for the Indianapolis Colts. Anthony Richardson is going to win some games for them with his legs. He is going to win some games for them. It's going to take him some time to develop his passing game. And, but I could see a scenario where they finish 3rd and not 4th and everybody has Indy 4th. So, that's where I'm at. NFC
East. Dirty, can you go first, please?
Sure thing. NFC East. So I love you.
Well, don't play with me.
I love you. You're my friend. You're my brother.
Just say the Eagles and be done with it.
I am taking the Eagles.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me why.
I do love you, man.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine because
I feel so bad because he took the Steelers, man.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. Go ahead. I'm sure you have a good reason.
With that said, I do have some caveats here. How many times we have seen a quarterback have a sophomore slump? It's remarkably high. While I am picking the Eagles, I don't know that Jalen Hurts is going to be Jalen Hurts of last year, this year. I think he'll return to that in year 3. But don't be surprised if he's not. We've seen this so many times, man. So uh that, and I also, outlier, I'm kind of high on the Commanders.
Hmm. So it's an odd sentence to string together, right?
Well,
I'm sure
I
you
was
felt weird
transitioning.
saying that.
Well, it's uneasy because nobody's picking the Commanders.
Exactly. Nobody.
Um, but there's always that team every year, man, that nobody sees coming. And I was trying to look for that in the AFC and the NFC. The team that I see out of the NFC in the conference itself
Right.
could be the Commanders. Now, I'm not suggesting they would win the division. I'm
Right.
suggesting that they could possibly backdoor their way. Ron Rivera is a good coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they
We could
got
see a wild card situation.
scary Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson. I mean, they've got weapons, man. And then they got the Bijan Robin. Oh, sorry, not B. The Brian Robinson
Excuse me.
guy at running back. I like them. I don't like them enough to pick them more than third, but I could see a scenario.
All right.
Well,
I have. This is great because I'm going to get to rub just a little bit more salt into my best friend wounds here. I got the Cowboys, right? Now, everybody wants to write us off because we are in a division with Philadelphia, who has arguably the deepest roster I've seen in a very long time. But it would be blasphemous for me not to go with America's team. And damn it, I am nothing if not a Patriot. And we are the greatest defense in the NFL. Not talking shit. Dan Quinn, one of the best minds defensively. Micah Parsons isn't just chasing QBs. He's chasing greatness. And he's also the most versatile defensive player.
Trayvon Diggs. Yeah.
Going linebacker as well. This kid is beyond special. We are the first team to lead the league in forced turnovers in back-to-back seasons since the Steelers did it 50 years ago, and we are set to tie that 50-year record this season. I think that whoever does not get the NFC East is an obvious pick for wild card. I think that goes without saying. This is the toughest division in the NFC as a whole. And it's always a killer's row when it comes to those three teams. And sometimes the Giants, they have those swing years where they're monsters for like 5 years at a time. So, you know what I mean? They all come up.
That's another outlier, man, is the Giants.
The Giants. Yeah.
You just don't know. This is one of those situations with them. You really just can't get a beat on them. It's kind of like the Browns.
Right.
In the AFC.
Oh my God. That is a perfect. Yes, you are absolutely right. Yep.
Just can't
100% agree with that.
Get a beat on them. Yeah.
Yep. NFC North. What up, Detroit? What up, Detroit? Come on. Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson. Let's go. Dirty D. Kick us off. Do you have the lines too?
Come on, man.
Okay. You start.
No, I don't.
Oh, well, then let me do this because I started with the Lions. Okay. Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson, they lead this team in the North. Like David Montgomery, he's a very promising addition. Okay. Defense has made great improvement in the offseason, and I think it will be enough to keep the Vikings at bay from the top spot this year. I really, really do. I think obviously they are the ones that are going to be the top runner in a lot of people's eyes, but I got Detroit.
So David Montgomery, massive addition because they have struggled with keeping a healthy running back.
Oh my God.
DeAndre Swift. I mean, I don't know why the Eagles picked him up. That dude cannot stay healthy for anything, man. They have an incredible defense. And Cam Sutton, former Steeler, left the Steelers and signed with the Lions. I think a lot of him. I think their receiving core is one of the best in football. Jared Goff has proven to be that dude. The thing is, and this is the kicker for me, is Minnesota brought in Brian Brian Flores, who the Steelers brought him in last year just to kind of be an overseer of the defense. He wasn't the coordinator because we already had a coordinator.
Mm.
And this is right after Miami fired him, and he was making these claims about having the tank and all of that.
Right.
And so nobody else would hire him. So of course, Mike Tomlin brings him in, that's the kind of guy he is. So then he lands this job. Brian Flores is an incredible defensive mind. If he can get that defense to even be 50% more than what they were last year, and you couple that with that offense, I don't know how they're beaten. I don't. Listen, I'm not talking about playoffs.
Right.
They'll get bounced first round. They do every year.
Yeah, we're talking solo.
Talking strictly regular
Who's going to win that
season.
division? Right.
I truly believe that they will win the division.
Official pick?
I would love to take the Lions, but I'm picking Minnesota.
Vikings. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted you to say it out loud in front of all, because you were beating around that bush hard. But I was like, hey, man, you're wearing that hat. Can you just say it out loud? Right. We travel down to the ass crack of the NFC, the South, baby, where the lawless teams run. And Dirty D, please go first. What do you got?
I don't know how anybody can not pick New Orleans in that division. I'm not high on New Orleans at all, but that division is a shithole, and it needs to get better fast, man, because it really is. Now, if Baker Mayfield can kind of get that team moving in a decent direction,
right,
I could see potentially them knocking at the door, but you got Derek Carr, you got those receivers, Chris Olave and Michael, Kamara's coming back, Alvin Kamara's coming back, and they also brought in Jamal Williams from Detroit, who I loved.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised that Detroit didn't re-sign him. He healthy and really good running back, so he'll fill in that void while Kamara's out. I don't know how you cannot pick them.
This is how I got the Falcons, and it's a definite hot take. I know a lot of people have the Saints, rightfully so. They are poised to run that division, but I think Desmond Ridder really has everything that Atlanta sees the potential in him. His rookie year last year, I know, was not the best. But I think that he's going to end those questions with starting this year. I really, really believe that. And I think he's going to be able to answer those on the field. And another hot take, I don't think Carr is right for the Saints offense. I don't
either.
Not. So I think
he's a very good quarterback.
I think it's going to be a tough transition. And I think that the Falcons are going to capitalize off of that. That's what.
So you want to hear a hot take?
Please.
I'm admitting this out loud in front of all of Steeler Nation, all 57 that are watching this one.
Yes.
I wanted the Steelers to take Desmond Ridder when they drafted Kenny Pickett.
Really?
Yeah.
No, the hype train was extremely high for Ridder.
It was. And
so I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I got sucked into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know what somebody's going to look like in a uniform. Let me explain that. What they're going to look like in a uniform in the NFL versus college. And this is what I mean by that. You see a guy in college dropping dimes and beating off defenders and all of this stuff. And then you put him in an NFL uniform and you forget how massive that these human beings are. And when I saw Desmond Ridder in an NFL uniform, I instantly realized he is probably a little narrow. And to be honest with you, Kenny Pickett was too, but Kenny Pickett put on, I think it was 18 pounds of muscle this offseason. And it shows. It's AFC North football. You better. Desmond Ridder didn't appear to do that. and I'm concerned for him.
Mm.
I'm concerned for him for that, and I'm also concerned for him the fact that he got drafted by the Falcons. They're not a well-run machine right now. There's a lot of things in the air in that.
Saying there's a lot of questions there. My boy's going to answer them this year. I really do. I really think so.
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah. Now we skipped one. So I got to go back a little bit. We got to go to the West. NFC West. We skipped one. I'll go first on this one. And I think this should be, I don't know how obvious of a pick this is for you, Dirty Deep, but Geno Smith.
It's obvious.
Fantastic. He was a victim of his own hype train. Anytime they build up a player and he doesn't just absolutely destroy and blow away those expectations, he's failed. I think for the Seahawks, he is a guy. I think that he will defensively. I think that with the offense question mark that Shanahan has in San Francisco, right? They could capitalize on this. And under Pete Carroll, which one of my favorite coaches, Pete Carroll, I got Seattle, baby. Seattle Seahawks are going to win this division. And I think they're going to take it away from the 49ers in the 13th hour. Dirty D, your thoughts?
So let me say it first. I have the 49ers. However, that depends on two things. Number one, is Nick Bosa going to sign? His brother, his dad have proven that they will wait till the last minute.
Yep.
They will wait you out. So if he misses more than a couple of games, all bets are off.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's going to need, if he comes in week 3, he's going to need some ramp up time. And then the other part is Brock Purdy that dude? I have a lot of questions about that. How many times have we seen the backup come in and light it up? So many times where we've seen a guy come in as the backup, light it up, and you never hear from the guy again.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why Brock Purdy was drafted dead last in the draft. You got to think that.
You got to. Yeah.
So if he doesn't have that season like he did last year, if he's not that dude, then I'm with you 100% Seattle.
Yep.
As it sits right now, I have to look at it for what it is.
All right.
Not for what it is, but for what it has been.
Right.
I got to go with the 49ers on that.
We'll do a number 1 seed for the AFC. And why, Dirty D? Who do you got?
I'm going to blow some wigs back with this one. I have the number 1 seed as Jacksonville.
What?
Clip
okay.
It. Clip
okay.
it.
I'm going to. What is the madness? I will. And then we're going to play this back 17 weeks from now and be like, what the hell was he talking about? Go ahead.
I believe in my heart of hearts that Trevor Lawrence is going to have one of the most incredible seasons at quarterback that we've ever seen. Calvin Ridley is one of the best route runners in football. Christian Kirk absolutely lit it up last year. Travis Etienne, Evan Ingram, he's not even a tight end. He's a receiver. He lines up at tight end. Him and Trevor Lawrence have such chemistry. The defense has gotten much more stout. I can see a scenario where they go 12-5.
Wow.
13-4.
I'm recovering. I'm still trying to recover a little bit. Wow.
I don't believe that Kansas City is going to be the number 1 seed.
Oh, okay. Who do I got?
Hot take, I know.
I got Kansas City.
Smart.
And now it was between Kansas City and Buffalo. Now, the reason why I chose Kansas City over Buffalo is because hands down, out of any team in the NFL, AFC or NFC, the Buffalo Bills have the toughest schedule this year. I think they're going to pull through and win the division, but I think it's going to be extremely tough because the Jets also have a tough schedule. Not as tough as the Bills, but that is why I see Kansas City getting the number 1 seed. Probably because I'm a realist. I'm not a dreamer like this guy over here. I mean, my bonus number 1 seed for NFC. It should go without saying it's going to be the Dallas Cowboys, because if it wasn't going to be the Eagles, it's going to be the boys. I got the Dallas Cowboys as the number 1 seed for the NFC. I'm done. Dirty.
I have Philly. I have Philly as the number 1 seed.
Michael, if you're not the first like on this video just for him betraying me, then I've lost all hope in you in general. Now, let's head on over and do our Super Bowl picks. This is it. Who do we see at the end holding up that trophy? Well, potentially, right? Dirty D, who are your picks? What do you got?
I'm going with the Chiefs in the AFC.
Okay.
As much as I'd love to pick my Steelers, I got to keep it real. However, I do think it could come down to Pittsburgh and KC in the AFC Championship game. NFC's tough, man. You know, why don't you do your AFC first? And
okay, I have the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl this year. It was a tough pick again between them and the Bills. I really think they are the 2 top runners for the entire AFC. That's who I see. I think the Chiefs are going to be the ones to make the run actually there. Look, in the playoffs, they're killers. If they get to the playoffs, they are killers, man. Killers.
They're deadly.
So deadly. They match up so well. They're one of the most consistent teams in the playoffs. I got the Chiefs. They're going to the Super Bowl.
Got it. All right. I'm struggling with 3 teams, man.
Okay. Tell me who you're struggling with.
Well, as I said before about the West, it depends on Brock Purdy. It depends on when they bring in Nick Bosa. But I could see them at the end. Kyle Shanahan's a good coach, man. He's kind of like Tomlin in the fact that he always seems to have his players or has his teams in the thick of it. I do like the Cowboys, and for probably different reasons than you. Yes, they have a stout defense. They are not the best defense in the NFL, but they are a stout defense. The Vaughn kid, I've been watching him. He's going to do some crazy things. He's going to be on some highlight films, for sure. I love their receiving core. I like Dak. I'm not in love with Dak. I like Dak. And then obviously you have the Eagles. I just don't know that Jalen Hurts can get that back there in year 2, and I'm really struggling with that. That sophomore jinx, a slump, whatever you want to call it, it's a real thing, man. There's things you can look to. But I'm going to have to go with the Eagles. I hate, man, it's hard. This is the NFC is hard.
Yep. That's so funny because those are the exact 3 teams that I struggle with. Well, without the 49ers, Seahawks in place of the 49ers, I think that it's between those 3, the Eagles, the Hawks, and the Cowboys. I got the Cowboys making it all the way. I think we're going to do it. I say that every year, but I honestly think that everything is in place. Everything was in place last year. You know, of course, injuries, you can't ever predict those kind of things. But along with that, there was a lot of missteps. Dak was he led the league in interceptions and he missed 4 games. There's obviously questions about that, right? But everything else is so solid that if Dak is on his shit, that's the only missing piece right now. And with the team being their star quarterback being the question mark, I'm okay with rolling those dice. I got the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Cowboys and Chiefs. That's who I got. Dirty D's got the Eagles and Chiefs. Shaping
Which
up
is
to
just
be
a repeat of last year.
Yeah.
That's why I hate making that pick, because that's almost impossible.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't never been done before, right? We've seen multiple teams make two peats, but not both
the same two teams.
Right. Not the same two teams. Typically, we don't see that, right? All right, we'll see how that goes. Guys, if you like this kind of content here, hit that like button, share this around, comment down below with what your picks are for the Super Bowl. And if you want to be so kind, give us your divisional picks there too. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you back next time for some more NFL news.
Peace.